Section 201. Power and function of the Commissioner. The Commissioner shall have the following powers and function. A. Exclusive and original jurisdiction to interpret the provision of this Act in collaboration with other relevant government agencies, subject to review by the Secretary of Finance. B. Exercise any customs power, duties, and function directly or indirectly. C. Review any action or decision of any customs officer performed pursuant to the provision of this Act. D. Review and decide disputed assessment and other matters related thereto, subject to review by the Secretary of Finance and exclusive appellate jurisdiction of the Court of Tax Appeals. E. Delegate the power vested under this Act to any customs officer with the rank equivalent to division chief or higher, except the following powers and function. 1. Promulgation of rules and regulation. 2. Issuance, revocation, or modification of rulings. And 3. Compromise or abate of custom obligation. F. Assignment or reassignment of any customs officer subject to the approval of the Secretary of Finance, provided that district collectors and other customs officers that perform assessment function shall not remain in the same area of assignment for more than 3 years, and G. Perform all other duties and function as may be necessary for the effective implementation of this Act and other customs-related laws. Section 202. Function of the Bureau. The Bureau shall exercise the following duties and function. A. Assessment and collection of customs revenue from imported goods and other dues, fees, charges, fines, and penalties occurring under this Act. B. Simplification and harmonization of customs procedures to facilitate movement of goods in international trade. C. Border control to prevent entry of smuggled goods. D. Prevention and suppression of smuggling, and other customs fraud. E. Facilities and security of international trade and commerce through an informed compliance program. F. Supervision and control over the entrance and clearance of vessel and aircraft engaged in foreign commerce. G. Supervision and control over the handling of foreign mails arriving in the Philippines for the purpose of collecting revenue and preventing the entry of contraband. H. Supervision and control on all import and export cargoes landed or stored in piers, airport terminal facilities, including container yards and and freight stations, for the protection of government revenue and prevention of entry of contraband. I. Conduct a compensation study with the view of developing and recommending to the President a competitive compensation and remuneration system to attract and retain highly qualified personnel, while ensuring that the Bureau remains financially sound and sustainable. J. Exercise of exclusive original jurisdiction over forfeiture cases under this Act. And K. Enforcement of this Act and all other laws, rules, and regulations related to customs administration. Section 203. Annual Report to the Commissioner. The Commissioner shall submit to the President, the Congress of the Philippines, and the NEDA an annual report on the performance of the Bureau on or before March 31 of the following year. Section 204. Promulgation of rules and regulation. The Commissioner, subject to the approval of the Secretary of Finance, shall promulgate rules and regulation for the enforcement of this Act The Commissioner shall regularly prepare the publish and updated customs manual and the rules, regulation, and decisions of the Bureau. The Commissioner shall furnish the Congress of the Philippines, the NEDA, and the Tariff Commission with electronic copies of department orders, administrative orders, circulars, and rules and regulation promulgated pursuant to this Act. Section 205, Copies of Goods Declaration. The Commissioner shall regularly furnish the NEDA, the Philippine Statistic Authority, the Bureau of Internal Revenue, and the Tariff Commission electronic copies of all customs good declaration processed and cleared by the Bureau. Upon request, the Tariff Commission shall have access to and the right to be furnished with the copies of liquidated goods declaration as finally filed in the Commission of the Audit. For this purpose, the Bureau shall maintain electronic records of goods declaration and other documents supporting and declaration. Section 206, Customs District. For administrative purpose, the Philippines shall be divided into as many customs districts as necessary, the respective limits of which may be changed from time to time by the Commissioner with the approval of the Secretary of Finance. Each customs district shall be supervised by one district collector assisted by as many deputy district collector as may be necessary. The choice of the location of the district office, its business hours, and the staffing pattern thereof shall be based on the particular requirement of each district. Section 207, Port of Entry. All ports of entry shall be under the supervision and control of the customs district. A district collector shall be assigned in the principal ports of entry, while a deputy district collector may be assigned to other types of ports of entry. The principal ports of entry shall be located in Apari, San Fernando, Manila, Manila International Container Port, Ninoy Aquino International Container Port, Ninoy Aquino International Airport, Subic Clark, Batangas, Legazpi, Iloilo, Cebu, Tacloban, Siargao, Cagayan de Oro, Zamboanga, Davao, Limay, and such other parts that may be created pursuant to this Act. For effective enforcement of the Bureau's function and without hampering business and commercial operations of the port, I see port and airports, authorities and private ports and airport operators shall provide suitable areas for examination and for other customs equipment free of charge within a definite period of time as agreed with private port and airport operation, if any. Section 208, Power of the President to open and close any port. Upon the recommendation of the Secretary of Finance, the President may open or close any port of entry. Upon closure of a port entry, the existing personnel shall be reassigned by the Commissioner subject to the approval of the Secretary of Finance.